Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of a master assassin, a guy so good he actually managed to fake his own death and disappear completely. But you know how these things go. An old enemy drags him back in for one last job, a job that's basically designed to be a one-way ticket. And this is the message that kicks the whole thing off. It's a warning from a man who, for all intents and purposes, is a ghost. It's a pretty clear sign that whoever's on the other end of this threat is making a huge, huge mistake. You just don't threaten the dead. So, who exactly is this ghost? Well, his name is Arthur Bishop, and he's a man who has carefully, methodically wiped himself off the map. He faked his own death to leave a very violent past behind him for good. I mean, just look at the difference here. He's gone from a life of executing high-profile targets with pinpoint precision to being a ghost in paradise. He wants nothing more than to be left alone. But that peace he's built, it's about to get shattered. See, his past doesn't just come knocking. No, it sets a trap. A woman named Gina Thorne shows up, and she seems to be in trouble. But Bishop, he's too smart for that. He realizes pretty quickly she's a pawn, sent by a major player from his past named Rian Crane. And this is the moment. This is where that perfect, quiet, new life he built just completely falls apart. He's backed into a corner with absolutely no way out. The way Crane gets to him is just brutal. He knows Bishop's weakness isn't a threat to himself, but to innocent people, so he targets the kids at a humanitarian shelter that Gina runs. It's the perfect leverage. And this isn't just business, it's personal. Turns out Crane and Bishop go way back to their days as child soldiers, and Crane's been holding a grudge ever since. So, here's the demand. Bishop has to assassinate 3 of the most heavily guarded men in the world. And here's the kicker, the condition that makes it a true Bishop job. Every single death has to look like a complete accident. No traces, no evidence. If he says no, or if he fails, Gina and those kids, they pay the price. So Bishop's in. He's got no choice. He has to take on these 3 untouchable targets. And believe me, we're about to see a master at work. Okay, first up, Krill. This guy's a warlord locked away in a prison that's carved into a cliff surrounded by shark-infested waters. Getting in is one thing, but getting to a target who's protected by his own army of fellow inmates, yeah, that's pretty much impossible. But Bishop's plan is brilliant. He doesn't go in guns blazing. No, he gets himself arrested, goes inside, and engineers this chaotic brawl that ends with Krill going right over the edge and into the sea. The sharks take care of the rest. And, officially, it's just another tragedy in a very violent prison. All right, target number 2 is Adrian Cook. He's a billionaire who lives in a penthouse fortress. And his biggest security feature is also his greatest weakness. A glass-bottom swimming pool that literally hangs off the side of the building, 76 stories in the air. Bishop's plan for this one is just pure audacity. He uses a special chemical that causes the structural glass of the pool to shatter. 1 second, Cook is enjoying a swim, and the next, the symbol of his power becomes the reason for his very, very long and very accidental-looking fall. And that brings us to the final target, Max Adams, another super paranoid arms dealer, this time hiding out in an old fortified monument. The real fortress, though, is the hidden submarine pen underneath it. It's a place you just don't get into. But you know what? By this point, Bishop is sick of playing Crane's game. He's got 1 target left, and he decides it's time to flip the script. He starts putting the pieces together. He realizes Crane isn't just getting revenge. He's using Bishop to take out all his business rivals. And that gives Bishop a wild idea. What if, instead of killing his last target, he could turn him into a partner?
And in just a stunning display of skill, Bishop gets past all of Adams' security, walks right into his panic room, and lays out a proposal. He tells him Crane sent him, but suggests that they team up to take down the man who wants them both dead.
And amazingly, Adams agrees. They stage his death in this massive explosion, making it look for all the world like Bishop finished the job. This fake death now becomes the perfect bait to draw Crane out into the open.
And Crane takes the bait, hook, line, and sinker. He thinks his rivals are gone and Bishop is trapped, so he brings his yacht and all his mercenaries to Adams's base to claim his prize, a submarine and a whole lot of weapons.
This is the moment Bishop was waiting for. With all of Crane's men in one place, he launches a full-on assault on the yacht. The time for being a ghost is over. This is a straight-up fight to get Gina back. And just to turn up the pressure, Bishop rigs the entire yacht to explode. It's a race against the clock now. He's got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to take out Crane, save Gina, and get them both off that boat. In their final face-off, Bishop completely outplays his old enemy. He literally chains Crane to the deck of the yacht, making sure he goes down with his ship. And to the rest of the world, it looks like both men died in the blast. And just like that, the official story is written. No survivors found. Arthur Bishop, the man who came back from the dead, is dead again. The legend is gone for the second time. But then we're left with one last little piece of the puzzle. A message from Gina. She's safe, she's back with the children, and as she's writing her letter, the camera shows us a familiar figure watching over them from a distance. Which really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? For a guy like Bishop, a man who can stage perfect accidents and fake his own death not once, but twice, is disappearing ever really the end? Or is he just out there, waiting in the shadows for the next time he's needed?